Well, in Children of the Great Depression, I talk about interdependent lives, um, and this was a more economical way of of communicating the fact that you never deal with a single life. You're always dealing with people who are connected to other people through their social ties, through their roles, through their shared experiences. And Linked Lives was, I think, a way of capturing that in a very parsimonious way. And it also fits very nicely the movement of the advance in network research, where you're talking about the link between people, which is then modified by their links to a third party. And so it sort of fit the way we began to think about interdependence and talk about it. And it also is consistent to some extent with growth and sort of thinking about social capital and social ties. But I think I felt that the advance in social network research, even though it was very static, had increasingly begun to become much more dynamic and dealing with how friendships evolve under different circumstances becomes a very interesting life course kind of question. And I think one of the challenges today is to deal with shared lives or linked lives in a developmental way, in a life course way.
So how could that be done?
Well, I think that we have some good examples of it, actually. One of my students, Avshalom Caspi, used the archive at Berkeley to, he didn't use that archive, he used a wonderful data set that was stored at the Murray Center. And he did this first, and then he found out that you can think of relationships as regulatory systems. And once you're in a relationship like this, you follow a course of development that is pretty much structured by the other. And once that relationship breaks down, changes occur, and you no longer follow that path. And he could show that relationships are basically regulatory. And he did additional work with the Oakland and Berkeley archives and showed also the same kind of thing. And I believe that we're beginning to understand this, that even when we deal with individual development, it's almost a fiction in the sense that who we are has everything to do with where we are and what relationships we are in, and what relationships we've been in that have influenced us in terms of who we are, so that linked lives can be thought of as a developmental dynamic as well as a contemporaneous phenomenon.
Right.
And I think one of the challenges we're going to have this coming year is moving in that direction. with longitudinal data, we try to look at friendships that way. As kids move from high school into college and beyond, and see if we can't put some of these principles to work and see if we can understand why people develop the way they do.